Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm and welcome to the final video for this class. This video is going to show you how to take your meticulously designed and developed video game and turn it into something that your friends can play. All right, now my game is not finished. I'm just picking this right up right after my last recording. So I only have a couple of things working. I don't have sound effects or any of that stuff, but I did want to show you the process. Once you're completely finished, you have your user interface working, your main menus working, all of that stuff. I want to show you the process for publishing your game. Now, the first step is just to make sure everything is saved and everything works properly. Play test your game. Play test it over and over again. Try every possible thing that your users could try. Make sure you fine tune this thing so it feels good to play. Okay. Test it a bunch. Then once you're sure it's exactly what you want it to be, you want to go to File, Build Settings. And in this Build Settings menu, you're going to set up the parameters for how this is going to be published. Okay. The first thing you want to check is this Scenes in Build menu. You want to make sure that all of your scenes that you want to be included in your project are in this menu. For example, I've been working in level 1, but it's not in my scenes in build. So I'm going to click Add Open Scenes, and it'll add that in there. Notice that over here it has a little 0. That's the index number for when these scenes will be loaded when my game is built. Your main menu should be index 0. It's the first thing that your game is going to load, right? Is your main menu. So your main menu should be index 0. You're going to have 3 scenes in here at least. I only have the 1, but you're going to have your main menu, level 1 and level 2. Because again, I want 2 levels at least, right? You might also have a game over screen in here. That's completely up to you. All right. So once that's in there and we're sure that it's all the scenes that we want included are in the game, then we need to figure out what platform we want to publish this to. We have PC, Mac, and Linux standalone, okay? WebGL, Universal Windows Platform, tvOS, PS4, iOS, Xbox One, Android, and on and on and on and on. We can download as many of these as we want. The platform we are going to build for is PC, Mac, and Linux, okay? That will mean it'll run on any computer, maybe not Chromebooks, but Chromebooks are Linux-based, so it might actually work. But it'll definitely work on any PC or Mac that your friend has. You can give them your game files. They can run your game and play it. Okay. The target platform is going to be Windows, whatever is default that pops up here. Your architecture is going to be x86. You can do x86-64, meaning it's compatible for both 86-bit architecture and 64-bit architecture, which sounds great, right? You probably want that. Nah, don't worry about it. If you feel like this game is going to be played on older computers, then maybe you can target it to 64-bit architecture. But notice that I clicked that, and now I'm going to have to sit here waiting for it to compile all my scripts properly to make it work. And it's overloading my encoding on my video. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Oh, almost. And it's going to take a while. So I'll let that do that in the background while we talk about everything else. This option here, server build, means is this going to be running? Is this a build that's going to be running on a web server somewhere to give people multiplayer capability? That's way more advanced than what we're going to talk about in this project, so leave it alone. Development build. Yeah, all these you can just leave alone. Compression method you can change if you really want to, but our projects won't be big enough to where they need any kind of advanced compression, so we can just keep the default. Now, once this script compiling is done, I'll show you some of the other options that we can play with. Actually, we can do that now. So if you click on the player settings menu, oh gosh, my computer's it's freezing. All right, there we go. Hello. If you click on the player settings menu, and now I have a random error for no reason. Okay. Anyway, In the player settings menu, you have a bunch of options. You can rename the company that made this game. So default company is what it is by default. But if it's like, Super Awesome Games, you can change it. You can also change the product name. Mine is Lonely Lonely Robot. I'm going to change it to Lonely Robot with a space. You can put in the development version. So this is development version 0.1. You can change the icon. You can just choose an icon that looks good. Normally you'd have an icon object that was brought into your sprites menu just to be the icon for your game, which I don't have. You can also change your cursor. If your cursor is a different icon that you want, you can change your cursor here. You can set it to full screen. You can set it to run in the background. I would recommend not doing full screen. I would do windowed mode. Here's the reason why. We have not programmed the ability for our game to close. We haven't programmed in the ability for our application to quit. If you want to go into your script and you want to put in like, if you press the escape key, then we're going to quit the application, you can do that and then use windowed mode. Or if there's an option in your user interface that allows you to quit the application by clicking on an X or something, then you can use full screen. Sorry, you can use full screen mode. Other than that, you're just going to keep it to windowed. Default screen width and height. We could probably play with this to make sure it fits right in with our 4:3. I'm just going to leave that alone for now. And splash image. What do you want? This is all for VR, it looks like. Yeah, let's not do. The Unity logo, you can change it so that the Unity logo does something different. You can add logos here for splash screens, all this other stuff, other settings. This is all stuff that's probably more like Vulkan settings. I don't even know what that means. Input management. You can use a different input manager package if you want. Yada, yada, yada. So this is all stuff that you can change with. You can play around with if you want. Once your settings are exactly what you want, you're going to hit this button called Build and Run. Now what this is going to do is it's going to ask you, where do you want to put this build? All right. I'm going to put mine directly on my desktop. And it's going to take a bit. It's going to take a minute. But it is going to compile my entire project and give me an executable file that I can then click on. And when I click on it, it'll let me run my game. Although I have an error down there, so I have a feeling maybe the game won't run properly. Oh, build completed. Okay. Now it's running. So this is my game. This is my actual game running in my project. Uh-oh. So this is my game running in Windows. My unfinished game that looks weird and doesn't kind of do all the things I want it to. But it looks pretty good. I'm seeing some artifacting, a little bit of artifacting from the tile map, like right there. There's a little bit of a flash. There's a little bit of a flash there. I might want to play with the tile map settings to make that go away. And then I forgot to apply the physics material to that object. But, I mean, for the most part, it looks pretty good. It works, right? Now let me show you the files that this created. So when I created my Lonely Robot project, let's put all these in a new file. When I created my Lonely Robot project, it gave me these 5 files. Okay? It gave me Lonely Robot data, mono bleeding edge, the application itself, the crash handler, and this Unity player.dll. What you can do is this folder right here, you can put it on a flash drive, give it to your friend. And as long as they click on the application here, they just double click it, and your game starts to run. It's that simple. You now have a fully built, published game that you can give to people to play. That's so exciting. All right. I am going to let you guys go while I play test my game a little bit and continue working on it because I'm not done. So I am excited to see your projects, your final projects. I'm excited to see what you come up with, and I'm excited to see you guys sharing these with your friends. All right. See you guys later. I'll see you next time.